Hello everyone, this is Tim, and today's going to be a quick little video to get me back into making videos, maybe. We'll see. I was talking to, oh man, what's his username? Mr. Mephisto, Geek Manifesto, Jason, via private message, and we were just talking about whatever, RPGs and dogs in the vineyard and things like that. And during the course of that discussion, the idea of too many options came up, where you want to give the players lots of things to pick from, especially during like character creation, maybe like that first session, session 0. But I have a tendency to give out too many options, I think, especially for new players, Sometimes I'll go kind of hog wild at the beginning of a campaign. I'll spend all this effort on things that I probably don't need to spend that much effort on, but that's just my tendency, I guess. So, for instance, I'll go through, like, let's say I was running, like, Dungeons & Dragons 3rd 3.5. I went through and I found all kinds of, like, online options and different prestige classes they could possibly take and, third-party OGL type stuff that they might be able to pick that kind of fit with the setting that I was running. And I ended up making, like a player's handbook, sort of, for whatever campaign or setting I was doing. So here's a bunch of options, and I'd always break it down too. Like step 1, here's all the races. Step 2, here's the classes that you can pick. And then I'd also have like house rules figured out for everything. So I'd spend all this effort doing all this stuff, and looking back at it now, a lot of them had that sort of like big-eyed, glazed over look, like, I don't know what to pick, just something simple, can you just give me something? So I spent all this effort, and, maybe like 1 player out of 6, appreciated, like, all the options they had. Like, oh, I've never played this strange, blue-skinned, frozen creature from the north. I'm going to play that race, and I'm going to pick this knight class that you found online, So there was a few players that enjoyed that kind of stuff, but from my experience, like I said, most of them are just overwhelmed. It's sort of analysis paralysis with all these different options that they have. And it takes time. So if you have like 10 steps for character creation, classes and backgrounds, and we can take like 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, for instance. There's a lot of third-party, free, online backgrounds you can get. There's this OSR guy who had lots of different backgrounds, but they were really like bizarre, like Butcher was one of them, or Gravedigger was another one. So he had a lot of cool ones. So if I was going to run like a 5th edition game, my tendency is, I want all these backgrounds, and I want the backgrounds from these actual WotC products, and maybe I'll find a few blog posts, and I just kind of go crazy. I want them to have like everything at their fingertips. Like these are all the plethora of options on the a la carte menu, and you can pick whatever you want. Yeah, it's gonna be great. But usually what it is just they're overwhelmed. It's too much, too many options, too many things to pick through. It takes a lot of time. We have to sit and think and pick, and some people really like to weigh the options, all the benefits and drawbacks you have for different things. So the more stuff you have like that, the longer character creation is going to take. And for some people, all they really want is a pre-gen. They sit down, they don't want to do any effort, they don't want to work on anything, and they just want something easy that they can jump right into. And this might be surprising to some people, but I like pre-gens. I mean, I like variety. So sometimes I want to spend those hours making a character, and other times I just want to sit down and have something in front of me to go off of, and then I'll start to come up with ideas for how to role play them and get in character. So I don't have like one way of doing it, which is kind of like my theme. I don't have one way of doing anything. But yeah, if you're a GM and you're starting a campaign, I don't know if you're like me, you want to be completist, or you want to have like everything that's possible out there. I want to give them all the options, all the races, all the things. Just maybe like put some thought into it and think of the things that most fit in with your campaign, or the things that most fit in with your setting, and give those options. And the rest of them, if a player brings them to you, weigh them at that point in time. Don't have the players sit down at the table and then you back up the beep beep beep. You back up the garbage truck and you just pile shit like all over them, and they're like trying to crawl out like I can't breathe. You know, you don't want to do that. So think about that. Don't overwhelm your players with options. And yeah, I'd like to hear what you have to say about this. You know, put down in the comments or video response. What do you think about having lots of options, lots of classes, races, prestige classes, feats, you know, whatever you can think of or whatever you use for the system of your choice. You know, I don't know, maybe it's like skills. You know, maybe in Vampire the Masquerade, you want to include all the skills, all the abilities, all the specialties for all the different things. And it can be kind of overwhelming and a bit much sometimes. But yeah, that's it for my ramble for today. I kept it under like 6 minutes. All right, we'll see you later.